Welcome to the Pool Nation podcast, where it's all pool talk. And we ain't talking about netting and jetting or splashing and dashing. We're talking about becoming a nation of pool pros. We talk about the latest products, trends, and training in the pool industry. Now let's welcome your host, with over a decade of industry insider experience and still the reigning champion of Marco Polo, Edgar De Jesus, and his co-host, John J.J. Flawless, the fastest netter in the West, and Zach the Pool Boy Nicholas.
Welcome, everyone, to the Pool Nation Live podcast. I am your host, Edgar De Jesus, and yes, I am the reigning champion of Marco Polo, along with John J.J. Flawless, the fastest netter in the West, and the famous Zach, the Pool Boy Nicholas. Today, we're talking about cracking the code, baby. We're talking about how to grow your pool business in that empire stage. But before we do that, I want to welcome everyone to our podcast, the podcast where it's all pool talk, and we ain't talking about netting and jetting or splashing and dashing. We're talking about becoming a nation of pool pros. And yes, we will talk about the latest products, trends, and training in the pool industry. But before we get started, I want to thank our visionary partners for this podcast, the SPPA, Blu-ray XL, Aquastar Pool Products, Natural Chemistry, Raypack, Heritage Pool Supply, Hayward Pool Products, Poolside Tech, and Pool Brain. We want to thank them for their continued support. I'm going to start off with a good morning to Rob Stewart. Good day from St. Lucia. Can't believe that you just typed that on our screen as we sit over here and John is freezing out there and we're struggling over here and you're probably on a beach somewhere just kind of enjoying your morning. So thanks for that, Rob. We appreciate that. So Mr. Flawless, Mr. Zacharias, good morning. How you doing?
Dude, I went to the gym for the first time in a few weeks, and I woke up this morning like a freaking crab, and my arms were locked, like I could not extend them. So I'm still sitting here trying to figure out how to stretch my arms out. So that's pretty much the summarization of my morning. But other than that, everything's going well.
So, but did you hit the gym today?
I did.
So you hit it yesterday and today?
Yes, because I'm going for our November competition.
Oh, are we back on?
Yeah, it was for 2025, right?
Oh, is that what we're doing? Okay, so I gotta turn it up a notch.
Yes.
A little bit. Okay, so deal. And here's the thing is, obviously perfect timing for you to bring this up because I just started Lent, so there you go. I'm going to use it as a rolling thing right into what I'm going to have to do. So absolutely do that. So Mr. Flawless, what's going on, brother?
Well,
you kind of look a little undecided whether you could go, hey, I'm having a great day, or
yeah, I'm on the edge today for sure, especially with my mood with crabbiness, right?
You had to think about it. You're like thinking about how I'm going to respond on the podcast.
Well, I think I'm just having some self-reflection right now after what Zach said. And Zach is talking about he just went to the gym, not being there for a while, and how he feels getting up. And I was going to say, and I got today, I feel like a train hit me, getting up, my body's sore, my joints hurt, my muscles are like weak, and I didn't go to the gym. So I think I'm just doing a little bit of self-reflecting and a little depressed maybe now after Zach said what he said in his good morning. But yeah, I literally feel like I'm in a daze. I'm tired as hell. I don't know why. I mean, it's been a busy week. Obviously, we've had some storms and some wind and some unexpected, emergencies, pool emergencies. And you guys saw the one yesterday, right, where I was knee deep in a pit with water because it flooded out. But I mean, I wasn't doing anything crazy. But anyways, I'm tired as hell, and I'm semi borderline crabby today, so this could be a feisty podcast. So those of you listening with I don't know, sensitive ears, this might be a podcast you want to tune out of today. I don't know.
I give you 25 minutes and then you'll be freaking
We'll
on
see.
fire.
We'll see.
It might be.
I'm drinking my pre-workout
There you go.
without a workout.
Oh, that's awesome. So, anyways, continued shout out. So Rob is saying that out here that he's in St. Lucia. He's teaching out there, and then Mama Flawless is saying, "Let's go." Hey, Mama, do me a favor. So today we tried something a little bit different. Today we tried to kind of stream over to TikTok to see what that would look like. But typical thing, I have no freaking idea how to check it. Do you, John? Do you even follow? Do you have TikTok, John?
I kind of do. And the only reason why I do is because you send me some reels and I have to be able to look at it, right? Yeah. So, but I don't do the TikTok thing.
You don't do the TikTok thing. So I don't know how this works. I don't even know where to go freaking look on here, but that just kind of tells you.
Yeah, it's
Tells you
interesting.
the age
that
bracket.
TikTok is yeah. Bro, come on, man. I think this is bad for
We're aged out, bro.
Yeah, dude. We're making a
So it says that we are, but I can't see it anyway. So, anyways, Janie, go check it out. See if it's true. Because if it is true, we're not believing it, right? So let's see here. Nope. I don't know. So, anyways,
I opened up TikTok. I don't know.
Did it work?
Did it work? Hold on.
Did it work or did it not work? We're sitting here doing a podcast live trying to figure out if we could get TikTok going out here. So anyways, let's continue. I'm sure, Janie, you're streaming on TikTok. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But
oh, yeah.
But what does it
there
look
we are.
like?
Look.
What does it look like? Good Lord. So how do you check your stream?
I just went to, because you're my friend.
Yeah.
And I just clicked on you, and then it kind of shows like we have two people. Jeanette, I think Jeanette's on TikTok.
Yeah. So
Jeanette,
anyways,
she's watching.
It's funny because they have us under topic gaming.
God, dude, we need to stop this. We need to stop this because we definitely are aging ourselves right here, dude. We look terrible.
I don't even have TikTok.
Cue Zach. Now you got to do your TikTok dance right now.
Yeah, come on, Zach. Do that
Come on,
TikTok
Zach.
dance thing that you do.
Yeah.
So, oh, that's funny. That's hilarious. So, anyways, hey, everybody, welcome to the podcast. We today are going to be talking about really kind of the keys to success, the things that you need to do really well going into that Empire stage, really hitting that 200, 250 plus pool. So we're going to do a little bit of a deep dive. I know that we talked about it last week, but we weren't able to get into the nitty gritty, which is what we're going to do today. But before we do that, I want to talk about a couple of different things. We do have the Heritage Bootcamp. Zach and John, I do have to tell you, the education that we are going to be doing for the business side is going to be epic. So we talked to Doreen yesterday, kind of went through some of the training, and it is going to be legit. So we're going to be talking about, business efficiency and really, mastering operational efficiencies. And then she's going to do a class on the basic principles of leadership. But the beauty of it is she's going to do a deep dive, and she's going to talk about, all the things and all the leadership traits and skills that you have to have at each one of those stages. And then she's going to do a deep dive into each one of those. So she'll kind of do an overview on them. But as we talk about those 4 phases, she'll do a deep dive into those. And then we are going to be talking about, really understanding financials, business metrics, and what's more important is your cost of service. And here's something that we have to talk about a little bit as we have this conversation and that is that, we're starting to see a little bit of a shift in the economy, and things aren't looking as great. And this is where companies need to really kind of be able to sharpen that pencil and really know exactly where they're at, right? I think, our industry, at least the service side of our industry, is great because we're resilient. We're kind of recession proof and stuff like that. But especially when you start talking about builders, when you start talking about retailers, when you start talking about that side of it, companies really need to know their numbers. And this is crucial for their survival. Once we go through that, we're going to go into driving results through accountability. And that's really kind of, I think it's a 90-minute class that we're going to be doing, talking about accountability, but more specifically is how do you drive results through your company, through your organization, through that accountability. And there's really a process to be able to do that. So it's going to be exciting about it. The other thing that we're going to be doing, so I'm going to come back. I just got excited about that because we were talking about it yesterday, but day one, we're going to do the hands-on classes. We're going to do pumps, filters, automations, wiring the pads, all that kind of fun stuff. Day two, we're going to do the 2 business tracks. So day two, elevating pool care, water chemistry with Terry Arco. Was talking to him about it this week. Steve Barnes is going to be talking about ozone systems and different alternative sanitizers. We're going to do a class on the blueprint of balanced water, mastering algae prevention. And we're going to close up the day with our boy, who?
David Jones.
David Jones. There you go. I was trying to see if you were paying attention, if you were in La La Land, baby. We are going to be closing with David Jones, electrical bonding and grounding, an electrical class. And then on that second day, which is going to be the 28th, we start the first round of the Pool Nation $10,000 Pool Pro Championship out at Heritage. So we're really excited about that. The next week we turn around, Zach and I jump on a plane. We fly out to California, and we are going to be out there. What's that?
About time.
Dude, we were just out there. We just kind of came out to see you for the Western.
More. We need more California.
John's like, do more in the...
Because he's scared of airplanes now.
Dude,
I sent you another one.
I know. And you know what's funny? And because we usually... I'm sorry to Edgar.
No. Go ahead.
But let's go off on a tangent here. But we usually fly Southwest. But this... I screwed up last year. And I let my companion pass overlapped, right? I just wasn't paying attention. I thought I had enough, but didn't, whatever. But anyways, so we're doing American. And then you send me that message today from American Airlines. Don't tell Janie about it. Janie, I hope you're not listening, but yeah, we're flying American. So we'll be, yeah.
The beauty of it, my friend, the beauty of it.
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing that. We'll turn around. We'll head out to Oxnard, and Oxnard at Raypak headquarters. We are going to be doing 1 day of hands-on. The second day, we are going to be doing some business classes. We're going to be talking about some of those operational efficiencies. We're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to talk about ensuring financial security for your business and yourself and your family. We're going to do unlocking profit and growth. And then we are going to be doing profit strategies, growth, customer-centric approaches. So Mama's over here going, what? So see, you ruined it. So anybody that wants to attend, go to poolnation.com. You'll be able to see the boot camps there. You'll be able to see all the schedules, all the things that we are going to be covering. So really kind of looking forward to that. With regards to the $10,000 Pool Pro Championship, the way that it's going to work is we will have multiple skill-based challenges that everybody will go through, and it'll be troubleshooting, installation, repair skills, all that. It's going to be time, but it's also going to be scored for accuracy, efficiency, and technical ability. So it'll be kind of a combination of both. We'll have this really cool leaderboard up there. And you know what, John? I think I might... What do you think of this? Because we have this big, huge leaderboard. Should I set it up and take some pictures and pre-share or no?
Why
no?
not?
Okay.
No, you don't think so? Okay.
You don't think so, Zach?
Okay.
No, save it. Save it.
Save it for that day?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to save it for that day. So we're not going to share it, John.
Well, you know what we can do? Yeah. Or what we can do is put the people that have already signed up for it, right? And put their names up there and their faces and their pictures up there and kind of show it that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's some people.
I think it's pretty cool though, especially,
it's legit.
Yeah, it's going to be, I'm very impressed with how it turned out so far and the way we're going to be displaying it and having that leaderboard that is live and fluid and dynamic and changing. And it's going to be pretty cool.
So let me ask, so we have Janie. So is Janie going to be our our master judge that has access to because we have to update those scores live. So what's going to happen is the judges will have a sheet, right, where they can score for accuracy and safety and all that kind of stuff. And then once the time is done, they'll record that. They need to bring that to the judge table, and the judge needs to officially enter it into.
Yeah, Janie can be in charge of that for sure.
So,
It's like the Olympics.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be standing.
Well, hopefully, I'm just
before
hoping that I'll have Janie with like a little coffer there, and hopefully people come slipping us hundreds or something like that, so that they can.
save some time off. So Janie, you've been volunteered, so we'll have to give Janie a training on the login and the back end to be able to kind of update those. So really excited about it. We are going to have, industry expert judges. They're going to be the ones evaluating, kind of keeping score as it's there. We're going to stream it live to Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Now this TikTok thing, if it works, I don't know. I still haven't been able to see the live feed. So
yes, and look, we are having the industry experts doing the judging, and we've already foreshadowed and see this. We know that, look, there's multiple ways to do things. And some people think there's a right way and a wrong way, or here's a better way or whatever. But in order to clear the air, we figured the best way and the safest way to do it is have the people who actually built the product, right, do the judging 100%. On it. So that, there is no confusion between how you're supposed to do it when, if you're doing something, for instance, on an Avia heater, right, and Raypak is there who manufactured and made it. Well, they're the ones who wrote the book on it. So folks, boys and girls out there, you can read between the lines. If you are going to be participating, make sure the first thing you do is read a manual that's attached to that product, so that you are fully aware of what's expected via the manufacturer when it comes down to working on that particular unit, because that's what you're going to be judged on.
Yeah, 100%. And the beauty of it is a lot of the people that are going over, that are being part of the boot camp, will be able to be there the day before. And obviously they'll be able to kind of get a little bit more familiar. They'll be able to talk to all these guys about the products itself. And then we will start the official Pool Nation Repair Tech ranking system. So here's what's going to happen, baby. On our website, we're going to have the rankings for everybody that registers, everybody that does it. We're going to have a ranking system every year for everybody out there. We're going to do the finals up in Vegas. And what will happen is we'll go through some qualifier rounds up there. So for the people that go to the boot camps, do the qualifiers, the beauty is they will be able to skip over there in Vegas. They won't have to do the qualifiers because they'll already have done them. And then what will happen is we'll go kind of into semifinals, and then we'll go into the finals. The finals will be three top people, the three top people. And it is going to be an entire pad. And so at that stage, we'll give them a multiple step on how to be able to kind of troubleshoot, repair, do whatever it is. First place will take $10,000 cash. There is going to be prizes for the second and third place. We'll kind of talk about those as we get a little bit closer. But we are really excited about it, and we're kind of starting to get a lot of movement. And gentlemen, we have people already signed up from all over the U.S. Got a couple people from Puerto Rico, got a couple people from Australia that are kind of threatening to come out. So
that'd be awesome.
Looking forward to that. There's a group of about 6 of them out there that kind of keep chatting and keep asking questions about it, trying to figure out if they're going to be able to do the trek out there. So we are.
Yeah, look, I'm excited about it because we're already seeing a bunch of. What happened?
They have attacked. The gardeners have attacked the podcast. Watch, listen, Zach.
I know.
Oh
Was
yeah,
that you, Zach? No,
No.
was that you, John?
That's
I
the
can hear the
gardeners.
leaf blower.
My nemesis. They follow me everywhere.
They must not like you, my friend.
So anyways, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, it's not actually mine. It's my neighbors that,
Gotcha.
yeah, so it's pretty bad. So I'll keep quiet a little bit while they're doing their thing. Hopefully they go away. But anyways, real quick, I'm excited. We're seeing a lot of new faces that are coming in because there's a lot of companies, bigger companies, builders, service companies that have technicians that work for them that are kind of, not necessarily you know, on social media or Instagram, or, you know, a lot of people are very familiar with them that are actually being sent out there, and they're turning into like competitions from companies saying, hey guys, this is a perk as being one of your, you know, being an employee for us. We're sending you out, you know, all expenses paid, out to Vegas so that you can compete in this, because we believe in you and your ability, and we want the world to know about you, and have a chance at winning $10,000 cash, right? So I think that's pretty awesome, and it's going to introduce them into the whole world of, you know, our pool industry is a lot bigger than what we think sometimes. And when I've talked to countless people over the years that went to their first trade show and said, hey, look, I never knew, you know, how big we really were, or, you know, or everything that's really involved into it. Everybody just everybody's in their own little bubble, in their own little market, doing their thing and thinking that's about it. But, you know, we're a big, small, tight-knit family. I don't know if that makes sense, but as a whole, and to get more faces, you know, introduced into, you know, our wonderful world of our pool industry is pretty cool, man.
Yeah, 100%. I know that there's a couple of companies already that are sending out 3 or 4 techs out for the competition, local out here to Dallas. So that's going to be exciting. So anyways, any more information, go to poolnation.com. You guys can get all of the information there with regards to all of the events that we have going on. Believe it or not, gentlemen, Women's Summit is already starting to uptick. I got a message from somebody that's going to send 10 ladies out there with that person as number 11. So they were trying to set that up. I had somebody calling in that they're going on vacation, and they just wanted to know the dates so that they didn't overlap their summer vacation over the Women's Summit. So we are looking forward to that. A lot of great things that are going to be coming up.
You know, it's crazy. It's only a few months away.
And it was funny because that was the conversation. I'm like, oh man, that's so far away. And then I started doing the math, and I'm like, holy crap, it's like 4 or 5 months away. So
yeah,
it's insanity. So anyways, and then we're going to have around that time, we're going to have the nominations, because the nomination night is going to be the night before of the Women's Summit. So it'll be a special edition of women only for the nomination night, which will be that Wednesday at Heritage. And then we turn around and we do Thursday, Friday, the Women's Summit right there. So and then from there, guys, that's the end of August. 6 weeks later, we will be in Las Vegas at the show. So it's going to be a little bit of craziness this year. But anyways, all right. So guys, let's jump in. So we've been talking about these different phases that pool pros go through in their business. And it's the different stages that businesses go through for them. And last week we talked really kind of about that empire stage, and we talked about it, but we weren't able to get into some of the details of, you know, really what are the keys to success. And so what are the things that you need to do really well at this stage in order to be successful? And I want to talk about those today. I do want to do a quick recap on it, and then I'm going to get your thoughts on it. But, you know, we talk about, let's see, weren't we just at the International a few weeks ago? Geez, time flies, right, Michael? That's exactly what it feels like. It feels like we were just there a couple of weeks ago, and
because everything shifted this year.
Yeah, the show dates changed, which, by the way, even thinking about it, today's the first day of the Florida Pool and Spa Show. I have a little bit of FOMO. I wanted to get out there, but this close to the boot camp, it was like, it was kind of hard. But we are going to change our schedule up for next year. So.
Yeah, I really wanted to be there this year, but not from a lack of effort we just, between the boot camps and the Matrix, right? The back-to-back boot camps, the Matrix, it's unfortunately we couldn't. And then
we'd be gone almost a month.
Yeah.
Because you got the prep, and then you got the first boot camp. You would have that show. Then the following weekend you would have the boot camp. Then the following one in Oxnard. We are talking to something that we're going to do, something else that we're going to do out in California, and we have a conversation to something for Florida. We'll talk about that later. But anyways, so we talked about some of those key, takeaways with regards to once you get to that stage where you have 200, 250 plus pools, where you as a business owner are no longer doing you're no longer doing the work. You kind of have to have a team in place. And so we talked a little bit about a couple of things, and those were, what were the key takeaways, right? We talk about, leadership, it's paramount. We talk about system and processes. We talk about team management. We talk about quality control. We talk about customer experience, right? That customer retention. We talk about financial management is at a whole different level. And then we talked about, scalability and stuff like that. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about today is really, what are the keys to success? Once you're in that stage, Zach and John, what are the keys to success at that stage? And so wanted to get your thoughts. What were maybe some of those?
Well, obviously, leadership is one of the most key things. And when you're in the stage, because we've talked about it last week and on the lives, it's like once you get to this stage, you're no longer working on the it. Your job is motivating people and delegating to get things done across an organization at this point. So I would say leadership is one of the most important things at this point.
So I think this is a critical tipping point in any organization at this time. I always talk about, we serve two separate types of customers, right? Our external and internal customers at all times, right? Now, when you're a one-poler, you can say your internal customer is you, right? And, why you're doing what you're doing, how you're feeling about what you're doing, your frame of mind, your stress level, your family life, goals, etc. But as you grow and you scale, the tipping point, this stage is, I personally believe, is primarily the priority is people and processes. And your focus from your external customer, I think, at the beginning, you are probably like 95% external, 5%.
Can't hear you all of a sudden. Lost you. There you go. Nope.
You unplugged.
Poor John.
He's making a great point,
right?
too.
Oh, he's like, oh boy. Oh boy. So I'm gonna, while he figures out that thing, obviously this is probably one of the most important things that's going to happen at this stage. And that is, you really at this stage have to have a lot of those leadership skills, Zach, that you have to be fine tuning. And a lot of your work is fine tuning those leadership skills. And I've talked about it before. And, I think everybody gets in business to make money, right? Those people that are entrepreneurs that want to scale their business, that want to make millions of dollars. And if they're getting to this stage.
Can you hear me
there, John?
Yeah.
There you go. You're back.
Okay. I'm a little irritated. I was dropping some gold. You didn't hear any of that?
I know you were dropping some gold, and then all of a sudden
you heard half of it.
You were just gone.
Okay. So I don't know, where did I leave off at? This is like the Twilight Zone here. Where did I stop at?
We'll let you start. You're gonna have to start all over again, buddy.
Okay, so here I go again. So let's go back, and I'm gonna start over on this. So
That's what happens when it's live, baby.
Look, so I think at this stage, right, when you're hitting the enterprise stage or the scaling stage, your focus as a business owner changes. The two most important things, I believe, is people and processes. And Zach, you talked about that as far as like leadership and so forth. When you first start, and I've preached this many times, as a business owner, your priority is your customer, but we fail to realize that there are more than one customer in our organization. We have our internal and our external customer. And that applies, from the very beginning all the way until you're at enterprise and you have thousands of clients and hundreds of employees or whatever it may be. But the percentages and change, I think, dramatically. At the beginning, when you first start off, you have your internal customer who is yourself, and you need to focus on not only your clients and making them happy, but we tend to forget or not pay attention to your internal customer who is and what your goals are, your desires, how happy you are, whether you're satisfied with the work that you're doing, whether you're achieving whatever you set out to achieve, family life, et cetera, et cetera. When you get to the scaling stage, the pivoting point, and I think is where the scales kind of tip to where it's more of an equal balance, to where you're no longer at like 95% all external, and then at the sacrifice of yourself, right, as the internal customer, where in order to be successful at this stage, you need to focus a lot more on the internal customer, who are your employees and your people, because they're the driving force behind everything. Because without them, you can't have the other, right? It just doesn't work. You're at a point and a stage in your life or in your business's life that you are heavily and completely reliant upon the work of others in order to achieve whatever you're looking to achieve, because it's just not feasible to do it on your own. And the quicker you're able to realize that and change your focus to internal, so that you hire the right people, that you the people that are working for you have a clear, concise understanding of what their expectations are and what the ultimate goal is for your company. I talked about, I said processes are very, very critical, because it's hard to, almost impossible to be able to manage everybody at every second, or to be able to be available to everybody at every minute. So when you have processes in place and structure, along with accountability, is where I think businesses in this phase, tend to thrive, because they've built on this. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and a lot of the people that you see are successful in these stages, and the people that we talk to, are those that really focus on that leadership. It's really a lot of the people that focus on building their teams, on managing their teams, and like I was saying, when you go in business and you're own a business and you're the sole person working in the business, you can go, hey, I'm going to work harder and I'm going to make more money. But you get to a certain stage where you cap out. You can't make any more money. There's only so much you could do. And that could be, you get to that balancing stage and you're managing everything, right? But you cap. And people that go into business on their own, I think most of the people have the vision of, I'm going to create a business and I'm going to grow it big enough, right, so that I can make millions of dollars. And I can have a staff of people doing all these things and me kind of running the business. You get capped at a certain point when you're on your own. And if you're going to scale that business, you have got to have those leadership skills, because the only way that you're going to be able to scale, Zach, the only way that you're going to be able to get your company to go from $1 million to $2 million is bringing in more people. Because each person is going to be able to bring a certain amount of revenue into that business. And so if you're going to scale, if you're going to go into the scaling, if you're going to go into the empire stage, your job is managing people. It's leadership skills. It's the number one thing that you're going to have, because if you cannot keep people, if you cannot prevent turnover, you are not going to scale. You're going to get to a certain point and you're going to kind of cap at that point. In order for you to be able to continue to scale over and over and over again, is you have to create those processes. You have to bring those people in And those people have to play a pivotal role in your business so you can keep adding business and you can continue to scale.
I truly believe, like in my journey, and John's kind of talked about people and understanding people and how intriguing people are. And I've started to pay a lot more attention to this. And I believe this is a skill that is required. And if you can unlock the power of leadership and being a good leader, like I believe you will be successful, whether you work for a company. I was talking about this with you earlier. I think it's if someone can learn to be a good leader and learn to understand people and what makes them tick and how to inspire them and how to motivate them, then your limit, your potential, whatever, increases greatly. I never got a college degree. I don't have anything, like that. And there's people that get their doctorates or whatever, and that's great. And it's very specialized. And yeah, you can make a lot of money going that route. But for people like me, I feel like the leadership aspect is what opens the doors and what, really the sky's the limit at that point. If you can learn how to motivate, inspire, care for people, take care of people, because then, like you said, it's just bringing on more people and growing the organization. And at that point, that's where, you start seeing these huge revenue growth spurts and things like that.
And it's not just, you brought up a great point. When you talk about being able to continue to grow within a company, the people that grow are those that are able to become leaders, that are able to manage people, the people that manage teams. Those are the people that are going to continue to grow. And as they grow in their career, they're going to be able to make more money. John, just like in yours, you probably didn't start as a general manager of a big retail store, but you worked your way up there because of the leadership skills, right? There's other things that we'll talk about with regards to financial, right? That has to kind of go hand in hand, but you have to be able to be a good leader, develop people, make people want to be part of the team, make people see the vision of what it is of that team. And so it goes both ways. If you want to be successful as a business owner, you have to have good leadership skills. If you are an employee and you want to grow your career and maybe not be an owner of a company, you also have to develop those leadership skills, because those are the positions that are going to pay.
Yeah, look, and we throw around these terms kind of loosely, and the definition is vastly differs, from the perception of the employee, right? When it comes down to like management, manager, leader, what truly is one? And Zach, you brought this up. This is something that I used to preach all the time, and I think we talked about this like 4 or 5 years ago when we first started this, and we talked about the different types of leaders, and this is something that still holds true to today about the respected, the feared, and the loved leader, right? And what's funny is these things that I talk about and that I preach about and that I live by personally, and you were talking a little bit about the human psyche. These are things that don't change, right? Like times change, right? Things and direction and technology and shit like that all kind of changes depending on what generation you're in and what's the new whatever, right? And you have to, but the one thing that stays constant no matter what and doesn't differ from any industry is the human aspect of it, right? People are people. And it doesn't matter if you're in the pool industry or whatever, I've said that 1,000 times. And when it comes down to leadership, you apply it at all. And whether it's in retail or whether it's in the pool industry or HVAC or God knows whatever, the automobile industry. When you manage people or when you lead people, it's very important that you understand what type of leader you want to be. And I always truly believe that there are 3 types. That's it. You have 3 types of leaders or managers in any organization. And one of them is the feared leader, right? And that feared leader is somebody who leads with the iron fist and, has no exceptions and seems like he's a heartless bastard or, a prick or whatever it may be, however you want to call him. and they get stuff done, because the people that work for them, right, fear them, and they're afraid for their job, and they do it because they know they're going to be held accountable, right? But eventually what ends up happening are those people don't last very long. They turnover is very high in that type of environment, right? There's a lot of animosity amongst the rankings or the employees or the people in the office. Nobody really, loves you or appreciates you. So they will get their work done while you're present, but when they can get away with it, or, eventually they're going to revolt, and they're going to either screw you over in the long run or quit and leave. And then you're going to be back into that vicious cycle where you're going to have to find new employees and the turnover and bring somebody else on and just get them through and sacrifice them for whatever reason, and then hire another one and then go through the same torment over and over again. And then on the other spectrum, on the very reverse, and we talk about the pendulum, right, from one extreme to the other, is that love leader, right? And that love leader is everybody's buddy, right? The guy or the gal that everybody loves and is the coolest person. And I think they think of them as like a friend and somebody you can hang out with, that always takes care of me and does what, and it's just really cool to work for Zach, or it's really cool to work for Edgar. You know what I mean? He's so awesome and fun, and he does this for us and gets us this and gets us that. And he's always cool if, we need something or whatever, he's always there for me. Those people, that type of leader, what ends up happening is they get taken advantage of eventually, right? And the day or the minute as that loved leader, there will come a time where you're going to have to put your foot down, or you're going to have to do something that is going to make somebody unhappy, because you can never make everybody happy, right? There's always, whatever decision it is, you get a group of 100 people, you're hardly ever going to find something that all 100 are going to agree on, right? When it comes down to workplace and stuff like that. So when you have to put your foot down, or when you have to do something, what ends up happening is now you get a workforce, right, that thinks that, hey, look, Edgar's changed, or Edgar doesn't love me anymore. And, he's playing favoritisms. He likes this person better than that person.
I like that you're picking on me and not on Zach.
Well, yeah, you are always the happy guy. You know what I mean? Right? You are the happy guy. So, and what ends up happening is productivity in that type of environment, though it seems like, especially when everybody's loving everybody and everybody's happy and go lucky, and there seems to be no structure or accountability, the productivity in that is much lower than it is obviously in the feared at first, right? You know what I mean? But you're moving, but you're not moving on all cylinders, and you're kind of just, you're not getting much ROI at that point. But your turnover rate is great. People love you and praise you until it comes to the time when you have to hold somebody accountable, and then now you fall into the Edgar's an ass, you know what I mean, or I don't want to work for him or whatever. So the majority of leadership, right, falls in between the first one or the second one. I think our ultimate goal, or what we need to strive for, is somewhere in the middle between the two, right? And that is the respected leader. And if and everything we talk about here and everything we talk about doing, through all our podcasts, our Instagram lives, and all these key points and focuses, is to get you guys to become that respected leader, right? Where they know you're capable of doing both, right? That you're fair and you're concise, you know what I mean? That you treat people equally and respectfully, right? But there are clear, definite expectations that you have, and there is no wavering from those, and that people will be held accountable accordingly. And you tend to find that you weed out a lot of the bad apples and a lot of the pain points that most businesses have. and you start to create an environment where your team, right? This is what we're talking about, where your team is strong, and you're at a point now where you're able to, they become an extension of you, right? In any aspect.
It's exactly
they
what we're
become
talking
an
about.
extension of you.
Yeah. At that stage, they're really coming in, and you're kind of starting to have them do their responsibility in order for you to be able to run your business. Hey guys, let's do this. We've been talking for 45 minutes already. Let's do this. Let's take a quick word from our sponsors, John. When we come back, we will continue.
The Hyper Pole from Ultimate Pool Tools is a pool care pole designed by pool professionals for pool professionals, featuring precision crafted carbon fiber and stainless steel construction. Go to ultimatepooltools.com or Instagram at Ultimate Pool Tools. Pool pros have specific needs when it comes to general liability insurance. The SPPA program has you covered. With 3 tailored and customizable general liability options, SPPA makes it easy for pool pros to feel secure. Find out more and get covered at thesppa.com. Now available, Pool Invoice. Pool Invoice is a pool billing software created specifically for the pool service and repair industry. It's developed for our industry and only our industry. Pool Invoice is built with recurring billing in mind. You can print, email, text invoices, or even send via WhatsApp. You can add recurring or yearly charges, accept credits, and set up autopay. You can even see when customers have seen the invoice. It even has a customer portal where they can log in and see, print, and pay invoices. It has all your customers' information on one page, so you don't need to search through hundreds of invoices looking for the one you need. Just go to the customer profile and it's all at your fingertips. Created specifically for the pool industry, Pool Invoice. Now available at poolinvoice.com. Blu-ray XL is the power of minerals working for you. Reduce your overall chemical costs and labor up to 50% guaranteed. Whether you have 20 accounts or 20,000, Blu-ray XL's direct pricing and free shipping to the pool trade have you covered. Improving pool professionals' profit and work-life balance is what they do. Blu-ray XL, the real mineral purifier. Visit them at BluRayXL.com.
Blu-ray all day.
Aquastar's new pipeline cartridge filters, available in 2 sizes, deliver top-notch hydraulic efficiency along with best-in-class filtration performance, approaching that of DE filters. Uniquely designed, open pleat spacing means 100% of the media square footage is usable. And these claims are backed by NSF test results. Designed with the pro's time and comfort in mind, the patented double locking system improves safety and ease of access, making filter cleaners faster than ever before. Available now. Ask your supplier for pipeline filters today.
Natural Chemistry, a leader in specialty water care solutions for over 30 years, is proud to provide products that make pool service easier than ever before. Its unique enzyme formulations in Pro Series Pro Blend improve efficiency of your pool program while reducing frequency of filter cleaning and scum lines. Natural Chemistry is also well known for its wide variety of phosphate removal solutions that include a non-clouding formula in Phos-Free and extremely high range removal with Pro Series Phos Remove or Phos-Free Max. Save time, save money, save work with Pro Series products. Stop sacrificing durability or efficiency with the help of Raypak's new Avia HD models that utilize NITEC, their exclusive industry-first technology. NITEC heat exchanger technology is Raypak's latest solution to superior strength and maximum efficiency when it comes to residential pool heating. With 900% more nickel compared to copper nickel in critical surfaces, NITEC creates an ideal surface to protect against scale formation and erosion without compromising on Avia's 84% thermal efficiency. Learn more at raypak.com/NITEC. The next evolution in lighting is here. Universal Color Logic 2.0 from Hayward. The latest in pool and spa lighting was designed with you in mind, making installation a breeze. Upgrades include a detachable cord and first-of-a-kind adjustable lower catch to overcome variations in plaster thickness. As always, Universal Color Logic lights retrofit into virtually any in-ground pool or spa while delivering industry-leading vibrant color. Visit Hayward.com to discover more.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Pool Nation Live podcast. We continue our conversation with Zach and John. We're talking about the keys to success in that 250 Pool Pro stage, that empire phase. I think one of the things that we need to talk about that go hand in hand with this, and Zach, I'm going to kind of throw it back over to you, but I think it's really, you have the leadership component and then really kind of focusing on being able to create that culture of excellence, right? Or a great company culture. And it really stands out to those companies that really focus on creating that culture, how well they do over the competition.
Yeah. And like you said, it goes hand in hand. And it's crazy when you truly experience a company with amazing culture. And, you know, I'll pick on Heritage a little bit because every time that we've attended there, and for those of you that are attending the upcoming boot camp, I think you'll really see it's so impressive to see that it can be accomplished to where everyone in the organization has that respect for their customers, that has that customer service excellence. And I think it was like John was saying, like, if you can learn to become the respected leader, because I truly believe that's what we should all be striving to become, and you can start to lead by example and have that trickle down through your organization, you will have that culture of accountability, because the respected leader knows when to, you know, be more of a love leader, but also knows how to hold people accountable and expect that excellence from the organization and the people that work for it. It's something that I feel like I'm always on this journey, speaking with the pool boys, of like trying to build this, and it feels like it's, you know, we're so far away, we've come so far, but we're still so far away from accomplishing this. But having that culture of excellence, you know, how you speak to your customers, how you deliver your service, the quality of the service that you deliver, how you treat your internal customers. I mean, since you spoke about that a few weeks ago, that has been one of my top thoughts, is like, it's not only about the external customer, but we have to focus on the internal customer.
Look, and I'm glad you brought up Heritage, right? And you know, their culture. I cannot stress enough how important it is. And it's funny, you walk into that building, right, and you talk to anybody from the security guard right at the start, right, when you walk into the door, to the person behind the desk, to each and every employee that you interact with, that whether they're walking through, going from meeting to meeting, or whether they're going into the break room, getting coffee, or whatever it is, you can feel, you can see it, right? That culture is infectious. You know, it is, they live and breathe it too many times. And this is something else that I've said before. You know, we talk about these processes, we talk about all these wonderful things. Don't be a company that, you know, you can look at any successful company, or any big company, or any, you know, whatever company, right? And you can see they all have a mission statement. They all have their values. They all have their whatever on the board that every employee should know, that's in their handbook, that they need to recite, you know, and what they stand for and what they believe in. But the true measure of success is if they're actually living it, right? And it's not just a poster on the wall that they talk about, or they say because it sounds good, because they're using key terms, or whatever it may be. But to actually live it and breathe it and to feel it, you know, it becomes you literally become like a living, breathing machine that self-sorts itself. I don't know how to explain it, and I don't know if that's a good word for it, but when you create an environment, you know, that people want to be a part of, right? You through its own existence, you weed out all the bad apples, because, you know, you don't, yeah, how do I put this right? If let's just say if you're a bad person, inherently a bad person, and you walk into a room full of great people or wonderful or nice people, right? You don't feel like you're within your realm, or you don't feel comfortable, right? So
You don't feel in the
handpicked.
zone.
Yeah, you're not, it's not your crew, right?
Yep.
So you can't really, you can't be that cancer. You can't infect them, right? Or destroy them. And you just, because you're in an environment where people are happy and want to be there and they love to work for you, you tend to, just through natural process, weed out the bad actors, and they tend, and then not only that, but they stick out like a sore thumb, and it makes it very easy, right, to be able to identify them and move through them. And a lot of times, and I promise you, it happens where you don't even have to get involved, right? People will tend to leave on their own because this is not for them, right? This isn't what they're looking for. We all know those types of people that love the drama and want to create drama and the rumors, and they're pessimistic about everything, and it's whatever, right? If they are amongst others of like mind, right, that's when they flourish. That's when they grow and they spread and they become a disease. But if you create an environment, where that is not tolerated, or that's not accepted, or that's not how other people feel, then they will pack their bags and move away on their own.
Misery loves company.
Misery does love company, right?
and it breeds really bad, really quick.
does.
Like what's taken you years to build, you could just destroy in no time. But
it's like building an immune system
Yeah.
up by when you have these types of when foreign entities or the bad people or the bad things happen, right? You're able to brush off and get rid of them, because you've taken care of your body, yourself, your business, and you've created this environment where this isn't the type of shenanigans that are welcome there, and your people will sort through them on their own.
It's if you look at it, really the culture is really a consistency of great leadership, right? So yes, it has to be based on actions, right? You can't just, like you guys are saying, it's not by words alone that it happens. It's like you really have to, give and deliver on the actions and the value. But more importantly is really the consistency of that leadership, right? The moment that leadership starts to change and titter-totter, there goes the culture. There has to be that constant. Another company that you look at is you look at Gold Medal Pools. I mean, he's got a mindset. Josh has got a mindset of, being a servant leader, and he grabs his org chart and he flips it upside down, and I'm at the bottom, and my job is to help other people, right, be successful. And if I can help them be successful, they're going to make the company be successful. But it's not one of those things that you can, like John is saying, it's not something that you can walk into a room and just kind of go, oh, I'm going to be the servant leader and I'm going to be able to help you guys. But yet I'm the arrogant and not being consistent at delivering that message and doing that the people are going to buy into it, because you have to live and breathe it for people to say, this is true. This is the way that this company is run. This is the culture. This is the expectation.
People aren't dumb. I mean, they have intuition, gut feeling, whatever you want to call it. So if it's not genuine, people will read that in some way.
They'll see right through it.
Yeah.
And that's, the biggest challenge of it. So I think these are two that really kind of go hand in hand. If you're getting to this stage, you really kind of have to take a step back and look and say, hey, do I have great leadership in my company, right? Am I developing my service manager to be a great leader? Because a lot of times what happens when you promote a service manager, just like John was saying, he's just one of the regular guys out there servicing pools with everybody else. He's a great buddy. And now you throw him into that leadership role, and now he's having to hold other people accountable, and people are going to be like, hey, wait a second. I thought we were buddies. And it's like, no, there's that leadership that I have to lean into.
You nailed it. That's why companies don't like to do.
and I have to hold people accountable. But here's the challenge. You have to go out and you have to find the places that give you the resources to be able to train these people to be leaders, because to be a leader, you have to learn. It's just like everything else. Yeah, you might not go to college and get a 4-year degree or get a PhD, but guess what you need? You need real world, right?
Absolutely.
You need the experience. You need the real world, and you have to go out there and find places for these people to understand what leadership is and learn the right ways of that leadership. And then it rolls right into the culture. If you have a culture that you truly believe in and that you're consistent about and that your leadership isn't going to change, you're just creating that powerhouse that is just going to continue to grow. Because here's what's going to happen, people. We want to scale. And if you're able to create more and more leaders, those leaders are going to be able to manage more and more people, and you're going to be able to bring more people, and you're going to be able to create more leaders, and you're going to be able to continue to add and scale at that large phase that you want. But unless you have that, you're just not going to be able to scale. And working hard will only get you so far, right? There comes a point, John, there only comes a point where John can only go out and do so many pools and do so many repairs, and he's capped, right?
Yeah,
So,
we all have our
cap,
yeah.
and we all,
you know what? And to take it a little further, as a person too, we all have. Everybody has their own their max potential, right? And not only when it comes down to business and stuff like that, but there's some things that people are only capable. They can only be so good, right? The talent and skill levels, right? We have to be able to find that. It applies to a lot of things. Everybody has a max or a cap. And if we don't realize that, is when we start getting into a lot of trouble. And I wanted to jump into one of the things that you said, Edgar, and I thought was really funny. Well, not funny, but it just brought back memories. And it's so true. You have that one technician that's out there, and then all of a sudden you promote within, and then you go through these trials and you go through the pain, right? Of now you have this new person leading these technicians that they used to be shoulder to shoulder with. That's why a lot of these big companies don't promote from within, and it's not. I personally don't think it's a good or a bad thing, but I understand the reason why is because when you. And in my past life, it was like, you have somebody that was on the same level with X amount of people. And now all of a sudden now you want to choose them to lead, or you promote them to lead. It makes it very difficult because those people usually are the loved ones, and they're a part of them, and they're their friends and stuff like that. And now all of a sudden I got to take orders from you. And then now it creates all this animosity and these issues and these problems. But that's why it's so hard and difficult, to find people to lead people. And then you run through these problems when you're promoting from within. And I think we promote from within sometimes for the wrong reasons as well. And that's why we fall into those problems, because they're the most tenure, or they're the ones that everybody gets along with and everybody's cool and we think that's it, whatever. And then now we put them in position.
You've probably heard this in your days of the retail, but what happens a lot of times is people get promoted, right, to a level of incompetency. They get promoted because they've been there for the longest. They've been there, or they're a great sales guy, and they 100%. Think that those are, and then they're put in a position where they fail because they're not good at that next level. And as a company, if you don't have a roadmap to be able to teach those people how to be leaders, you're going to promote them to that level where they're going to fail.
And then you lose a good person.
Tons of businesses.
Exactly. And that's it, Zach, right there. So not only did you lose that great salesperson, right? You know what I mean? Now, because not only are you going to have a shitty manager or a shitty leader, right? And it's all going to go not the way is expected and planned, but now you're going to lose that one person you promoted as well, too. And it all goes to hell, right? And it is people, and I remember back in the days, like, well, why are they hiring from somewhere else? Or why are they bringing somebody else in? Why are they doing this? Or why are they doing that? Or, it becomes this, and that's why the complexity of all this is fascinating. And again, it all really comes down to one thing that we talk about is like the human aspect of people and the psyche and the brain. And this is why I think it's so fascinating. But it's a roadblock, or it's a mountain that we all run into, And it's easier to say than to do, and it just becomes this vicious cycle. And it's why this stage is so critical and so hard. And so many companies find themselves just spinning their wheels at this stage instead of propelling or blasting off. Right?
You don't have a plan to develop these people. It's difficult to get out of that hamster wheel, John.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
There's things, there's things that you could do to help improve people's growth. I'll give you an example, and I'm going to go back to my whole hotel days. But when I was a director of front office, the first thing that I used to do is somebody got promoted to being a supervisor. One of their first roles and responsibilities to learn, any complaint that came in, we took comment cards, we took surveys, we took all that. Anybody that complained was going to get a call back within 48 hours. And guess who were the ones learning how to manage those situations? It was the supervisors. And a lot of times they hated it, man. They're like, Edgar, we hate that we have to. And I'm like, you are learning one of the most important skills that you're going to have to master, especially with these people, you deal with them over the phone because they've already left. So that's a little bit easier to manage. But that is going to give you the skill set so that when you walk out to the front desk and you're dealing with a difficult customer, you've now have the experience. It might be something similar, right? So you already now have the toolkit to be able to diffuse that situation and get it. But it's not always about sending people to courses and education and stuff like that, but put them in situations within your job that are going to be able to sharpen those skills. Once they are able to manage, and think about it, once they're dealing with customers and dealing with upset customers and all that kind of stuff, then they can replicate that into employees. If an employee comes in and they're upset, they have all this experience to be able to kind of manage that. Yeah. Gentlemen,
I know
we need to take our word from our sponsors. The problem is we could talk about this for another 7 days straight, and it feels like, I got like 3 more things I want to say, and it's like, but anyways, let's do this. Let's take our final word from our sponsors. When we come back, let's get some final thoughts.
The Hyper Pole from Ultimate Pool Tools is a pool care pole designed by pool professionals for pool professionals, featuring precision-crafted carbon fiber and stainless steel construction. Go to ultimatepooltools.com or Instagram at Ultimate Pool Tools. Pool pros have specific needs when it comes to general liability insurance. The SPPA program has you covered. With 3 tailored and customizable general liability options, SPPA makes it easy for pool pros to feel secure. Find out more and get covered at thesppa.com. Now available, Pool Invoice. Pool Invoice is a pool billing software created specifically for the pool service and repair industry. It's developed for our industry and only our industry. Pool Invoice is built with recurring billing in mind. You can print, email, text invoices, or even send via WhatsApp. You can add recurring or yearly charges, accept credits, and set up autopay. You can even see when customers have seen the invoice. It even has a customer portal where they can log in and see, print, and pay invoices. It has all your customers' information on one page, so you don't need to search through hundreds of invoices looking for the one you need. Just go to the customer profile and it's all at your fingertips. Created specifically for the pool industry, Pool Invoice. Now available at poolinvoice.com. Blu-ray XL is the power of minerals working for you. Reduce your overall chemical costs and labor up to 50% guaranteed. Whether you have 20 accounts or 20,000, Blu-ray XL's direct pricing and free shipping to the pool trade have you covered. Improving pool professionals' profit and work-life balance is what they do. Blu-ray XL, the real mineral purifier. Visit them at BluRayXL.com.
Blu-ray all day.
Aquastar's new pipeline cartridge filters, available in 2 sizes, deliver top-notch hydraulic efficiency along with best-in-class filtration performance, approaching that of DE filters. Uniquely designed, open pleat spacing means 100% of the media square footage is usable. And these claims are backed by NSF test results. Designed with the pro's time and comfort in mind, the patented double locking system improves safety and ease of access, making filter cleaners faster than ever before. Available now. Ask your supplier for pipeline filters today.
Natural Chemistry, a leader in specialty water care solutions for over 30 years, is proud to provide products that make pool service easier than ever before. Its unique enzyme formulations in Pro Series Pro Blend improve efficiency of your pool program while reducing frequency of filter cleaning and scum lines. Natural Chemistry is also well known for its wide variety of phosphate removal solutions that include a non-clouding formula in Phos-Free and extremely high range removal with Pro Series Phos Remove or Phos-Free Max. Save time, save money, save work with Pro Series products. Stop sacrificing durability or efficiency with the help of Raypak's new Avia HD models that utilize NITEC, their exclusive industry-first technology. NITEC heat exchanger technology is Raypak's latest solution to superior strength and maximum efficiency when it comes to residential pool heating. With 900% more nickel compared to copper nickel in critical surfaces, NITEC creates an ideal surface to protect against scale formation and erosion without compromising on Avia's 84% thermal efficiency. Learn more at raypak.com/NITEC. The next evolution in lighting is here. Universal Color Logic 2.0 from Hayward. The latest in pool and spa lighting was designed with you in mind, making installation a breeze. Upgrades include a detachable cord and first-of-a-kind adjustable lower catch to overcome variations in plaster thickness. As always, Universal Color Logic lights retrofit into virtually any in-ground pool or spa while delivering industry-leading, vibrant color. Visit Hayward.com to discover more.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Pool Nation Live podcast. We are talking to Mr. JJ and Mr. Zacharias. Zacharias, let me get some final thoughts.
So I was thinking about it, and I think for most people, this phase is not going to be a comfortable phase. And I think this is a phase where you really have to start. And I know today we really hit on like leadership and people. There's a lot more in this that we have to discuss. But I think as far as this kind of stuff, like you have to get outside your comfort zone and you have to start building these skills. And it, like Edgar said, with the whole example of the front desk at the hotel and having them make those calls to start putting them in those positions to develop those skills. I mean, as you guys know, a lot of what we do has been very much outside of my comfort zone. And if it wasn't for the both of you pushing me and putting me in these positions to where I have to go outside my comfort zone, I wouldn't be building these skills that I'm, able to take away and apply in my business, that I'm able to apply in my personal life. And I think that as leaders, one, we have to get outside of our comfort zones and start doing these things. And two, we have to get comfortable with pushing and motivating our people to get outside of their comfort zones. And I think, Edgar, you gave me the chore, the task, the challenge, whatever, of when I'm walking by people, just saying hello or hi. And I've been doing that a lot. And I'm not going to lie, it's put me in some very uncomfortable conversations that I wasn't expecting, but I'm still doing it. So, but if you're going to go into the enterprise stage or the empire stage and you're going to thrive and you're going to grow, just expect to have to push your boundaries, have to push your limits and, learn these things. And the last thing I'll add is I just want to know if everyone noticed that at about 25 minutes in, John just really came to life. Called it.
Did you guys have a side bet going on or what?
No.
We had a little bit going on.
I wasn't timing it or anything.
We just have the squares going on over here with exact time.
That's when that pre-workout kicked in.
Right.
John, final thoughts.
Oh, look, I probably have 2 hours worth of final thoughts on this topic. But I want to, and I find myself always doing this, Zach, and it's true. You hit it on the head right there. And I'm going to echo what you said and elaborate a little bit more on it. When people get into the stage, right, the natural instinct, and for the most part, why people are getting into this enterprise or the scaling stage or empire stage or however you want to name it, is that, hey, look, now I'm able at a point where I can hire people and I have people doing all this, and I don't have to, my workload lessens, right? Or I don't have to do as much. Well, to a certain extent, maybe physical, right? There's not as much physical work that you might have to do, but your responsibilities and what you have to do as a leader is just your responsibilities truly change. And this is where you have to do that. What I talked about is focus more on your internal customers, right, and your employees and your responsibilities. And if you think you can take your hands off the wheel at this moment, this is where you need to dig in the most, right, and work the most on culture and people and stuff like that. And I think we hit on a lot of great points today at this podcast. It is not the definite and end all, right? There's so much more that goes into it, right? But I think hopefully it inspires some thought into you guys that are listening, what your responsibilities truly are as a leader. And I'm going to leave it at this. The easiest way to sum up, the difference between, and I like to differentiate the two, right? The difference between a manager and a leader is a manager is somebody that you feel like you have to work for, right? A leader is somebody you want to work for. And to strive to be a leader. Now, that doesn't mean by being a leader that you don't manage people. You absolutely do, right? But it is a different title, right? It is you've superseded, you've grown past the manager phase. And not only are you a manager, but you're also a leader. You can't be a leader without managing, right? But you can be a manager and not be a leader. Strive to be somebody that your people want to work for, opposed to feeling like they have to work for. And if you guide your compass there, your moral compass and any compass towards that direction, I promise you will start to see more results, and you will create that culture and that environment where people actually want to come into work. It's not going to be beautiful every day, right? And there's going to be issues and whatever, but you will eliminate a lot of headaches if you become that leader. And it all starts with your inner self. And Edgar, you talked about it with Josh, right? Flipping that org chart around and being that servant leader and knowing that, you're there for your people. You're only as good as the people that work for you, right? Your company, your reputation, everything about you. They are a direct extension of who you are and what your company represents. And you need to appreciate that and respect that. And if you guide yourself and you wake up and you make every decision with that in mind, I promise you will be off for a much smoother ride into this empire phase. Till next week, my boys.
Hey, everybody. Hope big shout out there to Mr. Corey Wax, Ed, Nola. Big shout out to you out there as well. Lauren, hope that you're having a good time out at the show. I saw that she posted Mr. Terry Arco teaching some classes out there. He'll be out here in a couple weeks, helping us teach some classes. So big shout out to all you guys. Hope you have a great weekend. We will catch you next Wednesday on the Instagram Live, me and John. Hope that you guys have a good weekend. See you guys. Bye.
See you.
Thanks for listening to the Pool Nation podcast, a member of the Pool Nation family. You can listen to us live every Friday here at 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central, and 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. You can find us at Pool Nation or poolnationpodcast.com, on Facebook, or on Instagram at pool.nation. And to find more info about Pool Invoice, the billing software built specifically for the pool industry, go to poolinvoice.com. Before you go, this is what the pool industry has been waiting for. PoolmanUniversity.com. It's the first platform dedicated to learning the swimming pool service and repair industry, a pool service community where you can connect and find videos on business, service, water chemistry, and repairs. See you there at Pool.